Everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I decided we were going to do a little bit of a late night Ask Me Anything where I get rid of all this hype about corporations and the world's still going to be saved by Trump and Q and all this other bullshit that's still out there. And it was out there before Biden got sworn in, and it seems to get heavier and heavier afterwards. In fact, for instance, while my friend Joe was here, it was funny because he was on the phone with his parents and his mother asked him about the U.S. being a corporation. Now, there's a ton of different videos and links going around about this idea that Trump had to leave to become the president of the United States. That wasn't the corporation, and that was the constitutional republic. Guys, let me explain something to you. It's over, sauce. It's done. This guy's going to be lucky if they don't try to put him in jail. Let me put it down for you. All that stuff is like old school Jordan Maxwell and others. And I should know Jordan Maxwell is in my film Shade the Motion Picture. You can go watch that free. Why is that important? Because I think it's important that you let everybody have a voice. And if you see the intro of Shade, there's a ton of people, even Shepard, who I worked with, who I have major disagreements with. But a lot of their information is good, and I've separated the information that tells my narrative that I think is valid from other things they talk about. And just like Q was a regurgitation of Nisara on steroids and became really Cass Sunstein's wet dream. And we're going to show you this, because if you don't know who Cass Sunstein is, that's how we're kicking off this AMA. I'm gonna learn you something today if you don't know about Cass Sunstein. And Cass Sunstein talked about infiltrating all of these quote-unquote conspiracy groups, mainly 9/11 Truth. Okay, because 9/11 Truth not only has a plethora of evidence, from the FBI corruption, from the Israeli involvement, to the Pakistani involvement, to the Saudi Arabian involvement, to the continuity of government, to the sham that was the 9/11 Commission. They know it's a sham. And they know it breaks up their narrative so hardcore, and it wakes people up. Because a lot of people that got into these movements got into them how? Through 9/11. Now, unfortunately, everybody likes a good movie and a nice story they can go to bed to. So they think, hey, that's how the world works. Superheroes are real. They're not real. You got to be your own hero. Okay? So basically, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to get your questions and comments in. I'm going to show you Cass Sunstein, who he is, why you should be concerned, how really this entire movement of continuous disinformation. And believe me, the grifters out there that realize that this has to keep going on are always going to suggest that this is a possibility, just like the hopiates out there, the people that need that hit of hopium. They're addicted to the opioids. I feel bad for those people. Come join the resistance, the real great resistance. So our last GoFundMe, it got taken down. We're now doing the Go Get Funding. You can check out the link below. That's where you can do this. And if you do, the backers and commentators, let me go all the way over here. Sorry about that, guys. The backers and commentators. Oh, John Conover. Wow, man. Thank you, brother. I've got to say thank you. That's somebody personally that I know. I didn't realize that he had given that. That is fantastic, John. Thank you so much, man. Wow. That's awesome, bro. Damn, I've got to go say thank you so much. I can't believe I haven't said thank you. John's someone I went to high school with. So, man, shout out to John. I'm going to say thank you big time to him, man. Wow. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much, bro. Damn. I mean, whew. It was, when you actually know somebody and see that, not that the big backers aren't good, but that's somebody like I grew up with. So make sure you are subscribed. We lost 300 plus subscribers in the last several days because I don't believe in leprechauns and unicorns and, secret military tribunals and all the stuff that I was warning people against, right? And quite frankly, again, the guy had an opportunity to at least go out with somewhat of a bang with Assange bare minimum, and instead we got Kodak Black and Lil Wayne. Okay? And that's just a reality. And I get it. We got the new impeachment trial. They're talking about criminal charges. Again, they did take away all of his business relations in New York City. They put pressure on the guy, no doubt. But hey, you want to talk a big game? You want to say you're taking down the deep state? You know what he didn't declassify at the end? Anything about JFK. Like, if at the bare nuts minimum, all these people were like, it's happening. I mean, the WikiLeaks files were unlocked right before the election. I mean, these people. I think it might have even been after the election. The WikiLeaks files were unlocked again. And you know what? In what is it? March is the next date for opioid addicts. So like right before March, the WikiLeaks files will be unlocked again. Same ones that have been around forever. Give you a break. It was weird. I was trying to stream over to, this is Twitter. And by the way, all my documentary films are available here. Just want to make sure I'm on here. It wasn't letting me stream on Periscope. It was weird. Couldn't do it. So, Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, and New World Order, Define and Shade the Motion Picture are free right here, right now. Rockfin. Again, this is a place you can support me. Today's exclusive, 100% exclusive. If you have the free account, it's still free today. And the Carlin video, still 100% exclusive right here. So, Martin Floriani, who is the founder of Rockfin, was awesome on Graham Elwood today. And he's like, we're not in the business of censoring people. And I really like that a lot. We're not in the business of censoring people. And they're already, deciding which creators come in. They're not letting everybody come in. I love what they're doing. So another great way to support me is a premium membership. It's like a Netflix for creators, $10 a month, and you get myself, Graham Elwood, and so many others. And guess what? We can all disagree on things. It's okay. I love that platform. Thank you so much. And by the way, big props to Odyssey. They backed up the rest of my channel. So if I do get deplatformed by YouTube, you know what's awesome? I can always go back through here in my archives, which sometimes I have to do, to find when I've covered something, because the mainstream media already makes it almost impossible to find. That actually happens to me way more often than I want. But let's talk Cass Sunstein before we go to your questions and comments. And remember, we will use the Go Get funding as a kind of super chat mechanism. All right. Obama's, basically I type in Cass Sunstein conspiracy infiltration. We picked a couple of them out here, but this is basically the PDF file. We're going to read some of that PDF file, and we're going to talk about the word infiltration and why it's so important. David Ray Griffin, okay? He wrote a book on this, Cognitive Infiltration. This is exactly what happened with this whole Q phenomenon. They would get people on message boards that would talk about some truths, right? Like Epstein, or maybe the Franklin scandal, or, everybody from Dennis Hassert to Foley, like things I talked about, and then they'd sprinkle it in with Tom Hanks. Guess where Tom Hanks was? The actual inauguration, which wasn't pre-recorded. None of that. I'm hearing the wildest theories out there. Guys, it's ridiculous. So, David Ray Griffin, he wrote a book on this, God bless his soul, because he saw how dangerous this was. And by the way, out of everything that David Ray Griffin was, and he did a lot of great work, he was kind of a globalist. He was kind of a one-worlder. And I met David, and I thought he was a good guy. We got to keep conversations open. All right? But, this was 10-plus years ago. This is the fruition of Cass Sunstein's dream. Obama's pick for NSA review panel wanted paid pro-government shills in chat rooms. Okay, the Washington Post. So this was it. This was the absolute infiltration on people that were doing a different narrative. Now, I use the word infiltration here. So right in the beginning, the abstract is, I want to read this whole section because it's really important. Many millions of people hold conspiracy theories. They believe that powerful people have worked together in order to withhold the truth. I mean, come on. About some important practice or some terrible event. Happens all the time. What are you talking about? It's how intelligence works. It's called compartmentalization right out of the gates. And we have a government that's lied to us again and again and again and again and again. We have governments throughout history that, guess what, lie to us again and again and again and again. It's incredible. A recent example is the belief, widespread in some parts of the world, that the attacks of 9/11 were carried out not by Al-Qaeda, but by Israel or the United States. And again, I try to explain Israel, the United States, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, they all had their roles to play in the narrative, in the intelligence roundup, 100%. Well, in fact, if you watched yesterday, we played that large subsection, or was that yesterday? Of fabled enemies, yes, because we were showing you how absurd it is that Trump pardoned an actual Israeli spy that recruited people in naval intelligence here in this country to get nuclear secrets and beyond. An actual guy that did espionage against the United States was caught in the Reagan era, and you're telling me that guy gets the pardon, right? He gets the pardon, but Assange doesn't. Those who subscribe to conspiracy theories may create serious risks, including risks of violence, and the existence of such theories raises significant challenges to policy and law. The first challenge is to understand the mechanisms by which conspiracy theories prosper. The second challenge is to understand how such theories might be undermined. So not debunked, not proven false, but undermined. These theories. Such theories typically spread as a result of identifiable cognitive blunders. Ridiculous. Operating in conjunction with informational and reputational influences. A distinctive feature of conspiracy theories is their self-sealing quality. Ridiculous. Conspiracy theorists are not likely to be persuaded by an attempt to dispel their theories. Not true. They may even characterize that very attempt as further proof of the conspiracy. I mean, do you see the gaslighting? Well, show me again where they said, we'll just put out more information and be more transparent. And we'll actually prosecute war criminals. That's not in here. It's weird. Because those who hold conspiracy theories typically suffer from a crippled epistemology. Isn't that lovely? Crippled. In accordance with which is rational to hold such theories, the best response consists in cognitive infiltration of extremist groups. And remember, domestic terrorism, domestic extremists, now they're synonymous with one another. Various policy dilemmas, such as the question whether it is better for the government to rebut conspiracy theories or to ignore them, are explored in this light. So let's just go to the next infiltration. Okay. So our principal claim here involves the potential value of cognitive infiltration of extremist groups designed to introduce informational diversity into such groups and to expose indefensible conspiracy theories as such. You know, the smart bots and chats. Listen, it comes up, that word alone, okay, in this paper, another almost dozen times. Anybody can get this. Cass Sunstein. This is what Q was. This is the culmination of this guy's work and others like him for the ultimate disinformation. Ultimate disinformation. So thumbs the video up, subscribe and share. Less than 100 thumbs up right now. And we are going to go to the questions and comments. All right. Let's see. We forgot the underpants gnomes. Yes, we did. I wanted to put even more magical stuff on there. I wanted like Trump riding the unicorn with a leprechaun on the back. You take what you can get from the internet. It's a thumbnail. It's not like a better thumbnail is going to get this video, you know, the maximum views that I would want. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Trump is now going to LARP us as Mel Gibson Patriot characters into the Great Reset while the globalists kick us in the teeth for the next 8 years. We will applaud him the whole way. I doubt it. I don't think they're going to want him to even have a media organization. Jason woke me up with loose change years ago. Great work, brother. I think that a lot of people are going to, again, just continue to gaslight that somehow he's in control and like that, like the bad guys are really getting taken out. Just nonsense stuff. That's what I think. But that's just me. I could be wrong. I'm wrong sometimes. Do you think nothing causes an explosion? Causing an explosion is possible. I don't know what that means. Can you give me details on your new documentary project? Thanks for the work. Well, it will be regarding the election and the aftermath if it does come to fruition. Oh, we do. It looks like we even have a super chat here. Karen M, thank you. She says, love you, Jason. Thank you, Karen. I love you. You rock. Thank you so much. Let's continue on through. Are you going to go on Tim Pool's show anytime soon? All he has to do is ask. And obviously, I would love to be a part of Tim Pool's audience. Listen, Pool was skeptical on whether or not Trump was actually going to leave the White House and not kicking and screaming. So, you know, all this was, I guess, pre the Capitol. I didn't talk to him in person after that, but I haven't really listened to him after that either. I haven't really tuned into the show, so I don't know what's going on over in what his thinking is for the next thing. Let's see. Karen, good evening. They're doubling down on the clownness. It's pretty over the top. It's pretty over the... Listen, man. And I feel bad for the ones that are really just so genuine that they just can't believe that we've just gotten, you know, Zombie Joe sucker punched in the nuts and Kamala couldn't get more than 1% approval during the primaries Harris. I get it. I get the disappointment. And look, a lot of people say that I bought into some of the hopium on Trump. But I called it like I saw it. I felt like I had to give the guy credit sometimes, even if what he was saying wasn't what he was doing. I said it to, you know, a friend of mine the other day. I go, listen, man, I don't know what else to say. I think about my entire life. And obviously, you know, the Reagan presidency, I only have flashes of. And I wasn't paying that much attention during Daddy Bush. And there wasn't all the media outlets out there. But in my lifetime, I never heard a president other than Eisenhower not telling me in history class, by the way, about a military-industrial complex. And this guy at least said it. And said it was real and talked about it. That's something I don't even know if that's bare bones, bare nuts minimum, especially with everything that was promised. But it's hard, again, not to give him credit for at least that. How about that? Let's see what we got here. What up, Flick? What are your thoughts on Panquake? I don't know what that is. You know what? A blockchain social media platform created by Susie Dawson and advised by Bill Binney. Anything that they're doing, I'm very interested in. Some other new platform that's launching just recently reached out to me and said they would also like to back up my YouTube channel and put me on there. And I mean, look, blockchain's the way to go. The more places, the better. But obviously my focus right now is Rockfin. As you know, Rockfin has been so good to me, and I think that they're really going to invest in not only the next big thing being the Android app, but hopefully apps that allow creators and like myself to stream from phones. Those would be huge, man. Those would take it next level, Rockfin. And there's another thing that I'd really love them to do too, is if we could have video messages, in other words, or just audio messages where you guys get to ask a question and put it in a box and pay like that way through a super chat. So then there's like once a week, I go through the entire box and I address the videos. And then maybe like if someone wants to be wise and I don't want to play it, they get a refund or whatever. I'd be fine with that. I think that would be a good way to communicate with the audience. Let's see. Common sense ain't so common anymore. I'm at work, but I made it. Well, I'm glad you did. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. TJ Gritch was worried about you today. Look, guys, it's just like, you know, but right before I did my McGregor video today, Um, Militich called me up, and I talked to him, and I said, "Yeah, man, this whole thing sucks, and it's kind of depressing." And I had to talk with him about the weird inauguration. If you saw my my video today from that's exclusive on Rockfin, I mean, what can you say? I mean, again, that's free too, by the way. I played some of that like weird ass what they called a virtual parade, which was not a parade, and it was just it's hard to watch. I mean, it's hard to watch and not get upset. And I said to him, look, dude, when I'm bummed out, I try to get some laughs in during the day. Luckily, I got my nieces upstairs. Me and Alana, we watched Alita Battle Angel on my old 3D TV today. And one thing about the whole woke movement and girl power stuff is there's just never, a time I can't find a newer movie that I know that maybe she'll be into. Like the crew ads was all girl power. This is girl power. Almost everything is girl power. So at least, some, positive kick-ass action movie stuff that I liked with Alita. But I try to smile throughout the day, like say that wasn't happening. Say that the girls weren't around or whatever. I told them, throw on some Curb Your Enthusiasm, dude. I go, if you've never seen it, it's a can't miss. And start with season 1. Get your laughs in. That's what's key. Get your laughs in while you can. All right. Let's see. Military failed. Now they can go to war. Pamela, you got to be kidding me with these hashtags. Seriously, Pamela? I mean, what are we talking about? I don't understand. I don't get it. Why isn't that over? Isn't that hashtag over? Shouldn't you be looking at new hashtags like the Great Resistance and hashtags like Truth Over Treason and Reality? Guys, you got the lawsuit about McGregor finally coming to light and some of the details of how badly this girl was beaten and allegedly raped coming out in the New York Times. And he's going to make tens of millions of dollars more than likely for this fight coming up on Saturday. And no one's kicking and screaming, and the Me Too movement is over, and, we live in a cartoon. That's a microcosm of where we're at for honesty in society. And we got hashtags of where we go one, where we go all. Give me a break. I mean, think about it. From the underground children's centers of like whatever, Johnny Nonsense. I'm talking about somebody who's out there with a multitude of allegations beyond this one from 2018 that didn't get resolved in a courtroom. That a woman already turned down $1 million. And what's the media focused on this week? Oh, he's got $1 million watch on. Put it on the Instagram. That's interesting. The fuck out of here with that. They won't put Donald Trump in jail because he's one of them. Two sides to the same coin. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like they didn't like how mouthy he got. I think they're at least holding that over him. And I don't expect him to go to jail. I don't. But I wouldn't doubt that was a threat in a room somewhere either. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. It's just me. I think if they try to reach people through science about Christ, they still won't come to him. They need to come to him on their own. They don't want to convince them, so they can't come to him. Okay, that's a little odd and off topic, but okay. TJ says, what up to Flick? I wasn't feeling well, TJ, so I slept most of the day. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. I hope you're feeling better. Do you think Trump got paid for pardoning these people? I don't know. I don't know if that story was full of shit, the $2 million. Kiriakou said, apparently, and again, I haven't talked to John Kiriakou. I don't know the sourcing of that. Apparently, John Kiriakou said he was told $2 million was the price of a pardon via Giuliani. Maybe, listen, I'm not saying Trump's not dirty. I'm not saying there might not have been some backdoor deals to some of these pardons. That's certainly not what I'm saying. Okay? Give me a break. So they could have been very corrupt. Complete lives. Thoughts on the movement for a people's party? I mean, is it going to be just an extension of what the Tea Party did to the original Tea Party, which was 9/11 Truth? Because then I don't know if I'm interested. Am I going to have to listen to Sean Hannity's bullshit? Because then I don't know if I'm interested. Is it going to be just like Cass Sunstein narrative driven? Because then I don't know if I'm interested. I got to be honest. Okay? Yep, I hope she's feeling better too, TJ. Thoughts on the, well, I just told you. You want health care? You will get your health care. Bum, bum, bum. Nothing is true. Nothing is real. People are addicted to the drama. That's part of it. Like, you know what? Some people just got to be, you're right, chatty Cathys and love the rumors and all that other stuff. But to me, this is real. This is serious. How could that be something when we're living in a country right now where all these executive orders were just passed, where coronavirus isn't done, where the WHO just changed the amount of cycles on the PCR test? There's a lot going on, right? There's a lot going on. Just saying. Pointed out, like now's the time to step up. People's businesses and livelihoods are being ruined. Vaccinations are rolling out. Like, and yeah, there's pressure. I'm talking to my buddy back in New York, and his wife, and he's got a beautiful family. You know, he's got kids, and she works in an old folks home, and they're putting the full court press on, we want you to take this shot. And today, my sister, kids had school all day. You know, I'm still not thrilled about the masks, but they're just, again, thrilled to be around other children. And she said close to the North Park Mall, they had a military facility where they were doing like the vaccines right there. Boom, boop, 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 boop. This is very close to my home. You know, and we're in Iowa. Nothing's mandated, but people are still, you know, doing it. And when I got my hair cut, you know, several weeks back, before I went to D.C., actually, right before I went to D.C., you know, there was a guy rolling in talking about it. Couldn't wait to get the boop. He'd just gotten it. A boopity boop, boop, boop. Jesus is my superhero. Well, that's good, Neil. Bye-bye, trader. Okay, Connor. Trump pardoned no one really relevant to major issues. Do you think the Biden administration will... Come on, man. Obama did commute Manning's sentence, but at the end of the day, what the fuck? Yeah, I'll tell you what. Two of the things I liked about the Obama presidency was the surprise commute of Manning's sentence, which was like, wow, I couldn't believe that happened. And then the Iran deal I thought was good, actually. But no, I don't think the Biden administration is going to free Assange. I think that they're going to go balls deep. And all this idea, all you people, again, another, you know, I don't want to say that was directly from Q, but people talking about Assange being protected, and if he was brought to the U.S., that's how he was going to get pardoned, and, you know, we had to get him here for, I mean, all fantasies. All unicorn, leprechaun, you know, gold at the end of the rainbow fantasies. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Let's see. First notification I've had in a while, but also scared of fear. I have been out socializing, Burmis. What did I miss? You're hopefully you got a lot of it. Hopefully you got a lot of it, Brian, because obviously this is older stuff. If you are a Catholic, are you a popiate? Trump played his role perfectly. Tripled the debt, strengthened Israel's stranglehold, and more than anything else, was a distraction that sowed mass division. Can't argue with the mass division part, Flick. Certainly can't argue with, you know, the Israeli policies throughout his entire presidency. And, you know, it's hard to say anything else about the debt because that's also a reality. Laugh out loud, word of the day, opioid. They want you to fail so they can continue not to follow him. Preach the word, stay away from the division, and just stick with the word. Okay. By the way, can we get 100 thumbs up? Almost 300 people watching, guys. Can we get 100 thumbs up? Let's see. Hey, Karen. Hey, everyone. Let's see. Hey, Chef Brian of Telford. And also his lovely Operation Warp Speed. Yeah, Warp Speed sucks. Warps, and again, we talked in his farewell address. I was not happy about all the Warp Speed patting on the... First of all, his farewell address was so terrible and weak that I had like zero hope after that we were going to get any kind of a relevant pardon for anybody, and we didn't. It was without teeth by far. Let's see. Hey TJ. Hey Flick. Divination. Funny how the Red House can get over 300,000 from a GoFundMe, but they take it away from you. You know, it was weird. Biden went live today, and there's a cut on a feed. It was the White House. I downloaded it. We might do a video on it tomorrow. My buddy Tom Rome sent it to me. I don't want to know if you wanted me to say your whole name there, buddy, but love you. You know, I check out a lot of the stuff that you sent to me. And it was weird because somebody's talking about cutting a deal, like pleading guilty or something, in the middle of Joe Biden talking. But I wouldn't think much of it, except for it was the White House that posted it. And then it's unlisted. They took it down afterwards. So, I mean, what's going on there? Subscribe against unicorns. Yes, Mark Goodwill. Subscribe against the unicorns. Trump was a dud. The driver shot JFK. I disagree. I've watched the video many, many times. I do think, though, that, again, there's possibilities of a lot of tampering with parts of the Zapruder film. Can you get Luke Radowski on again? I know he's busy with Tim, but I enjoy his approach. Trying to get Luke on. I was trying to get Luke on for a mixed martial mindset. I would have loved to get him on before the McGregor fight. You know what? Maybe I'll contact him tomorrow and see if we can get together a preview of the fights and see if he wants to do it, and maybe I can get Fitch on with him. Trump is part of the New World Order and was just playing the role perfect for demoralization of the country. Oh no, I'm too hammered to remember this. Okay, Mr. Garcia. Gotta love it. It's like the Disney Vault on steroids. How about the William Casey quote about their disinformation campaign? Is that from a reliable source? You know, I've seen it going around, and I played it actually today because on the Rockfin exclusive, I opened up with the new music video from R.A. the Rugged Man with Immortal Technique. All My Heroes Are Dead. Great album. It's Who Do We Trust? And it starts with that, and then it ends with Pompeo bragging about how corrupt the CIA is. Okay? Trump effed up day one. You can't work with these F-ups. I said that day one. I met Cass Sunstein when I was in high school. Really? Interesting. How was the Cass? Remember, not one arrest. Now John Brennan is coming after us, and he has a list. Not one. Kept telling people about that, too. I'm a horrible speller. Sorry, Luke. Now we will all enjoy the Biden-Harris. Yes. Oh, we can't wait for that. Fear-based psychological operations 9/11 and second part COVID or Convid 1984. Truth and blessings, bro. Well, thank you, Mary. Did you see Biden in the White House? It looks fake. There's no car park. You can see it in the window. Plus, wallpaper's different. Rock City. Unicorns, leprechauns, fairy tales, message boards, Nasara, Gasara, Q. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Be your own hero. It's over. Okay? Again, Trump's got the Secret Service with him that literally now their job, for the most part, other than to surveil his activity and see if he's going to go through with making his own media organization or possibly running again or any of that stuff, even if you have the hopium for that, will primarily be on stopping all the crazies that have TDS from killing him. And then let's say he does get a little too spicy for the establishment. Do you trust the Secret Service? Do you trust any government agency at that high level that could be infiltrated by the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, or otherwise? I don't know that I do. Just pointing that out. So, again, I don't believe in this kind of nonsense. We got people retracting messages. This also included people that make videos like Alex and Burmis. What's that even mean, dude? What are we talking about here? So that's the first comment I see in the live chat. I don't know. Is that just a troll? We got Trolly McTroll over here. Troll Stevens. Lots of trolls lately. I have no idea how many thumbs down there are, but there's probably a bunch. Let's see. Hanks has a look-alike brother. He has a brother. Sounds a lot like him. Looks a little like him. Come back to reality. Please, I'm begging you. Come back to a place called reality. I warned people about the Hanks stuff from the onset. Okay? Take it from somebody who did a definitive interview with Isaac Cappy. The Hanks stuff has no teeth. None. I need to see actual evidence. If you like 1984, We by Yevgeny Zamyatin is a good too. Okay, interesting. Can anybody truly blame people for getting lost in the hopium, though? Yes. I mean, this system is breaking people daily at a level that disgusts me. The effery is endless. Leprechauns are real. Just saying. Real. That's a conspiracy theory I haven't heard yet. Someone trying to legitimize the actual existence of leprechauns. Chinese agent behind Biden. Goes so much bit deeper than that, dude. This whole Chi-Com thing. China's the beta test, man. Still don't even know the slightest about Vegas. No one's talking about the Zionists that control our country, though. It's less 1984 and more hybrid with Brave New World, true. The trans gay thing is spot on. You know what? I haven't read Brave New World all the way through ever. So I don't know anything about that. And at the end, I think it's again, transhumanist movement. Okay? They want you to believe you can be anything. I'm sick of all the wish I had a normal life like it was in the 90s, Jay. Yeah, well, 1999 was a good year, huh? A little Woodstock, huh? Old Jason Burma's turning 20 years young. Whole lot of skip in his step. Probably pretty physically fit back then. I don't know if I'm ever going to make it happen like that again, but I know that I can't go back in time, and that we can't ignore the problems that have come after the 90s. He had a Chinese Liberation Army star on his suit. Listen, he's pretty open with the fact that he loves Xi Jinping. And it's pretty known that his son has crazy business dealings with China. But again, it's bigger than just China. That's the global model. The ones committing conspiracies hate the ones who believe in conspiracy theories. Time in prison matters. True. Trump pardoned 3 different people who were Israeli spies. I only caught the one Israeli spy. I didn't see the other 2. But I'll have to check that out. I don't doubt it at all. Well, again, if we're talking about Jonathan Pollard himself, that came before this last round of pardons. So maybe that's what you're talking about. That's a definite possibility. How do we become the great resistance? I think that we are going to have to start getting together, getting our local law enforcement, our local mayors, and we're going to have to start actually occupying local government buildings peacefully, become the new civil rights movement, and have them show their force against us. I don't see another way to win. That's just me. The dancing Israelis, that and beyond in Fabled Enemies, by the way. Conspiracy theories taught me that violence is a trap. It's true. Oh, there's a big jump. There's the old jumping sauce. Let's see. Wow. Okay, so now we're all the way up here. And sorry if anything got skipped. I've seen far too many cringe Trump worship thumbnails on YouTube already. I have there. I don't know. I'm sure they're out there. What did you think of Tom Hanks hosting the Celebrating America TV event that hijacked every channel? I wasn't watching TV, but like I watched the inauguration thing after, and go watch my Biden thing. I'm not a fan of these people being fans of Joe Biden. I'm not glad I'm watching J-Lo come out in her like big white dress and belt one out, and then, watch Lady Gaga before that with her Hunger Games like Mockingjay symbol and big dress. No, I hate it. It's crazy to me. It sucks. Let's see. That woke me up 2 years ago. All members of Congress signed a pledge to support Israel. The United States was taken over ages ago. Free health care in Israel paid for by U.S. taxpayers. Uh, Q equals queen. I don't know what that means. Just dupe the left with a LARP for 4 years. PSYOP. We're all crazy here in the States, Flick. It's bipartisan. Q was psych op, but now people woke to worldwide pedos and corruption. Yeah, but Bliss, we got people talking about Tom Hanks. How many of those people are talking about Hassert and Foley and Murray? Okay? How many of those people are talking about the Franklin scandal? The Reagan and Bush era White House. How many people are talking about that? No, it's always evil Democrats. They always talk about Wiener's laptop. How was the fruition on that Wiener's laptop? And then it's a laptop every time. But then, you do get Hunter's laptop. And I was highly suspicious anything was going to come of that. And then you see what's on that and nothing's done there either. So I don't know that, it woke, people up to worldwide pedos and corruption in the correct manner. Because a lot of people will just hear that and they just, again, I start talking about what I'm talking about and they call me someone who believes in the fantasy. Let's see. Only 86 dual citizen reps, give or take. Assange thing pissed me off as it should have. Don Knotts presidency. The great George Carlin was right. Your vote is illusion of choice. Freak show. I just watched that bit. And it's like a 13-minute bit on YouTube. But the best part about it is, he bags on grown men who are wearing backwards baseball caps. I wear backwards baseball caps. The thing was, I can take a joke. It was really a brilliant piece on culture from way, way back in the day. I mean, he even bags on people who used to film things with camcorders in that bit. I miss George. I miss the days of laughter and comedy. Okay? Let's see. No children got rescued. No indictments. No one got arrested. It's all bullshit. Exactly. Why don't you wait until April to be wrong? What are you talking about? I thought it was going to be March now. March. Yeah, let's wait another 3 months of Fantasy World. What are you talking? We need to get off the fantasies and the hopium now. Maybe you missed the thumbnail. Here, for if you missed the thumbnail somehow, yeah, let's get out of it. Give me a break. Come on now. It's happening. You don't have a choice. You have masters. They own you. Love it. More Carlin. Yeah, some people are still trusting some weird plan. Does it surprise anyone that universal mail-in voting would lead to record turnout? You mean record turnout of corruption? That is the talking points gathered by Cambridge Analytics and given to Trump by Bannon. And Bannon got himself a little pardon skiing hutch, didn't he? Old Stevie boy. Remember, Steve Bannon distributed Michael Moore movies. Just pointing that out. Let's see. On a Democratic win, it shouldn't. Yes, this is key. When Trump said we are leaving Syria, it wasn't true, but I said yes. The MSNBC and Fox said no. We need term limits for Congress. Maggie, hi. Nice to see ya. Go to brand new tube. Sonia Polson is over there too. Don't know who that is. It's all there, Flick, Bread, and Circus. Odyssey is getting streaming. Yes, they are. I asked to be a part of the beta if they start doing that. Operation Trust was similar. Fake patriot appeasement program in the 1920s created to identify Bolshevik dissidents. Did anything happen except share, like, and subscribe? I don't know. Share, like, and subscribe. Can we get 200 thumbs up? 300 people watching? Speaking of blockchain, anyone else paying attention to crypto crashing? I wouldn't say it's crashing. I mean, do I have my phone on me? I don't. But if I did, it went down a little. So what? Crashing's a big word. Rockvin uses the same servers Google and Apple does, so isn't it a matter of time before they end up like Parler, or am I wrong about the servers? I don't know. I know they did a server change in the last couple of weeks because I had to change my streaming key. Do you know, Stay Puff? Do you know? Apparently, Stay Puff has no inside information. Just pointing that out. Right back on there. The Marshmallow Man. I would have loved to be in a room while the dirty deal of the primary was discussed and decided. Probably right. What flag did Biden have behind them? I'm just hearing people freak out. Listen, I've heard about gold and trim and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Doesn't mean a thing. I heard about all those flags during Operation Warp Speed when he was being talked about from Trump when he was having those COVID press conferences, right? Everybody's talking about flag position and this nonsense and that nonsense. We don't talk nonsense here. Okay, we don't talk nonsense. It's not leprechaun. The great leprechaun. Wouldn't that be great, huh? A unicorn with the head of a leprechaun. Think about this. Still has the horn, but it wears the hat, right? And it actually rides the rainbow, right? So it's not a pot of gold with a rainbow, but it rides the rainbow and then it poops out the gold. Showers the world with gold. The leprechaun. What do you think? That's a Disney winner. What? Oh man, it's MeWe. Is MeWe the same? I haven't done MeWe yet. I don't know much about it. If you haven't read Operation Trust firsthand, who are you repeating? Yep, sure is, Chef. I love how Brian just changes his name all the time. Just explaining where Trump got his popular talking points. He didn't believe any of them. The proof is in his actions. It depends on whether the establishment's fear of insurrection subsides. True. Great watch. That is freedom. Nice haircut. It's older. I'm going to have to get a new one. There's a lot of grays popping. Far left react for 4 years. Reaction, the right react, the solution they want. It's the same thing the left and right would settle for. Looks close to maritime law, but isn't, you know? In one of Biden's YouTube videos, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Here on the White House channel, you can hear for some unknown reason people are saying it's Hunter Biden. I don't know. Talking over Joe's speech, talking about a plea deal. It's odd to say the least. Yes, that's real. It's odder that they took it, they unlisted it. But I you know what? I've got to go download that. I forgot to hit the download button. It's in the other room. I hope it's still there. Divine intervention needed. No. You have to be your own divine intervention, man. You can't pray things away like that. That's fine if you want to do that and put that out into the world, but actions speak louder than words, and actions have better results than prayers. Pray to have discernment, to do the right thing. Okay? That's a prayer worth having. How is correcting when the majority of them are all falling to a point they can no longer be traded like XRP? That's not true at all. XRP is on its... XRP already had its crash big time because the SEC was going after it. That's how I feel about that fear porn. I mean, what was Bitcoin down to? Like 33, 34,000 today? Big deal. New York Times is real news again. Cool. What are we talking about here? That was Washington Post that we showed you from way old school from years ago. I mean, it's not like everything that comes out of all these media operations is complete lies. Give me some lockdowns. These people are scary. The inauguration reminded me of something out of 1930s Germany. Yeah, it was bad. Saw an article saying the National Guard troops were told to leave the Capitol earlier in the evening on Thursday and spent time in parking garages. Yes, I've seen the same thing. McGregor is about to make almost $100 million fighting Manny. I don't know. He might get that fight, the Manny Pacquiao one. Military will not save you. No one is coming to save you. Correct. Heard about our new peace officers? No, I haven't. What a joke. No, I haven't heard about that. You haven't debunked anything about 17, just like no one can debunk FE. What is 17? What the hell are you talking about? Debunked anything about 17? What, you think that he's the 17th president of the Republic? Is that where we're going? I don't know what we're talking about here. Karen M., where you go these days? I miss AJC wisdom and info in the chat at Fault Lines. One has nothing to do with the other. I don't know what's going on there. Man is washed up. Cartoon world. It was already, though, social media has amplified the distortion. I'm going to check right now and see if there's any super chats. If not, I think we're going to wrap her up. Let's go to like a couple more, and then we're going to go. Thumb the video up on the way out, guys. No one is trying to debunk. You just keep trusting. There are rumors about Biden didn't get handed out all the keys from Trump. One key is missing. Don't ask Bibi Netanyahu. That sounds ridiculous. Let's be honest. Military failed this country. Now China owns us. That's not exactly how it works either. Freemasons play both sides. Listen to him about cryptocurrencies. Darren Moore Jr. Okay. Jesus is always off topic on this channel. That's why you're so off topic. Okay, Mike. I mean, okay. Let's see. Stop wasting your time with Q and whatever the bots are saying. There's so much more important stuff your talents can be focused on. That's why we talked about Cass Sunstein. But, you know, again, I've just got to get it out there because obviously I'm hitting some buttons if I'm losing some subscribers and people need to get into a place called reality. So, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. I want to remind everybody, fully demonetized. The Go Get Funding is there below. Subscribe to the channel. Check out all the documentary films. Rockfin will be with an exclusive tomorrow. Go make the free account. Again, today's was completely exclusive. 2 days ago or 3 days ago, completely exclusive. Go check out those videos if you haven't already. We're backed up on Odyssey. I love you guys, and I'll see you all on the non-unicorn, leprechaun, rainbow, gold flip side.